fundamentally, there are four major components for a digital ecosystem in India or otherwise. And I think apps stay at the core of it. Four components for this digital ecosystem being user profile or users of internet, the digital service industry per se, the innovative startups, and the NEGP, which is the National E-Governance Program. Now, if you look at any of these parameters, let's look at users of internet or user profile. Today, India has about 500 million or upwards of 500 million internet users. If you look at the CAGR growth has been about 40% from last 12 to 14 years. But the major inflection point happened around 2012 and 13. And that was the time, that's when we got a huge push in the system of that. The overall storage consumption used to be in terabytes, which is today about 17,000 petabytes if you look at April to June 2019 quarter. So that's the huge amount of storage capacity that's been consumed by users today. Why essentially? Because most of these users are on various forms of apps. Let's look at the digital service industry. A huge efficiency has been driven by the digitization of offline to online services. One of the examples that comes to my mind offhand is the digital payment system. Like, think of time when people had to stand in queue in the bank for money transfer, doing any banking transaction, stuff like that. Everything today is happening on a click of a button. If digital as a service industry is about 200 billion today, about 660 million of that is fintech. So that's the amount of contribution that fintech brings into the digital services. And there are many more such industries that have transformed offline to online. Again, app being at the core of this usage, right? The third one I said about was the innovative startups. Now, look at the tech startups that have happened in last 10 to 12 years. In 2010, there were a handful of tech startups, probably had raised about, I think, half a billion dollar, about $550 million, what they had raised in 2010. Today, we have about 9,000 or more tech startups, which raised fund of about $14.5 billion. And most of these tech startups are in the app domain. So which means whether it is OTT, education or entertainment or finance or travel or utilities, everything is based around apps.